I was able to get the trailer dug out. Finally. Took me quite a while to get it dug out. I had a huge chunk of snow and ice back here on the back. But it's all dug out now. Ready to go. I am hoping to go pick up some steel tomorrow after work. And that will be really nice. I hope it's not all gone by the time I get there. If it is, so well, he says he always has more coming in, so. But I am hoping to pick up some steel, and I'll hopefully show you a video of that. Man, what a muddy, muddy mess we got going on here again. This is the problem with your property having a hillside, because all of that snow, all of that water, it just runs off, and it just creates a whole bunch of mud down at the base down there. And yeah, you're seeing all my garbage, and I do have a bunch of garbage piled up right now because it is the end of winter, and you bring things home and you just set them where you can. A lot of this stuff will get moved out of the way, but coming down that hill, and right there at the bottom over by the generator is a heck of a muddy mess. We just put pallets, I put pallets across here so we're not walking in the mud all the time, but the trailer was sitting right there and all that snow on top of it. Take you down here. And by the way, the trailer is Keone approved. She likes to stand on it. Yeah, look at that mud. It's just mud everywhere. And this will get worse. But, so, I was able to use the tractor to get this trailer out. And then I drug it down here so that I could just dump all the snow right down there in that pile. And that just keeps it from running across everything and just making more mud here, because now it'll melt and run downhill. Look at that pile of snow still sitting there. It's going to take forever for that to melt. Then I got more big old huge piles of snow over there. It's been nice. It is melting. Melting pretty fast, especially on the hillside. You know, a lot of it's, 90% of it's gone now. That's probably about 10% left of what we had, because you got to remember that was 3 feet deep this year. We had about 3 feet of snow everywhere. So that melt off. It's melting off pretty fast on the hillside and taking its time down here, which is fine, because if it all melted all at once, I'd really be in trouble with the mud. As it is, Marissa's driveway's getting close to getting shut down for a couple of, till it dries up. We'll see. Getting pretty bad over there. And just have her drive up into my driveway here, park over here, and she'll just have to walk over here. But that's okay. We did it last year. Pretty much have to do it every year, because the driveway over there is steeper, and you end up digging ruts a lot faster. It's not as hard packed, and you end up digging ruts a lot faster, and all of the water just hits right there and sits. There's like a little dish where the water sits, and it can't run out of. So just a bad design on the driveway, but without cutting down a bunch of cottonwood trees, a bunch of big cottonwood trees. There's really no way to change it without doing a lot of tree cutting and revamping. And there's electrical lines that are run right in that same area, and I just don't want to mess with that. So we just, yeah, it's about 2 weeks out of the year, every year, that it's a pain, and other than that, it ain't no big deal. You just learn to cope with a few things and deal with them, and not to get too frustrated with them. But yeah, starting to see the log piles popping up, the lumber piles. That's nice. And probably not this weekend, but next week, I'll probably try the sawmill one more time. And see if I can give that a go. See how it finishes up this weekend. See how warm it gets and stuff. Keone does approve of the trailer. Gives her a platform. She's not just sitting in the mud. Huh, Keone? Yeah. Yeah. Play, huh? Yeah, I know. I parked the trailer right where we always play, didn't I? It's just for tonight. Just for tonight. I'll have an open space for you tomorrow, okay? Okay? What? Oh, come on. You can do it. Say what you want. What do you want? You're not talking. What do you want? Speak. Tell me. Use your words. Use your words. Use your words. Huh? Use your words. I said use your words. Should do this all night. Well, this is starting to firm up a little bit. That's a good thing. I need to get the tractor out, as I hauled some more stuff home from wherever, from the land of free. There we go. I got me some nice pieces of metal. Nice long pieces of metal. They're not perfect, for sure, but they're quite a bit of metal in that. A little bit of cleaning up, I'm pretty sure I can find a use for some of this stuff. It's thin gauge, but got some decent tube in it. Got a nice piece of tube right there. A little bit of cleaning up, because a grinder, oops, and figure out how to run the camera there, bucko. A grinder will take care of that pretty fast. And this is some pretty nice, I mean, I know it's bent and stuff, but that's some pretty nice pieces of steel. 11 foot long. Some nice channel iron there. 7 foot across. 11 foot long on these. And every so often there's a cross member on there also that's 7 foot. So even though, you know, you might cut an inch off, you're still going to get 6 foot 11 inches out of it. And for those cross members, that's a lot of usable steel. And the price was right. They gave me this stuff. So I'm very happy. This is the kind of stuff I like to bring home. This is some few and far between for me to get this nice of stuff for free. I'm a very happy camper. And hopefully I'll be able to go back and get some more from him in the future. Especially some of these smaller ones up here on top. So I didn't measure them. The only reason I measured the big ones is to see if I could fit them on my trailer, how hard it would be. Now I ended up having to take some of the smaller ones to get the bigger ones above my fenders. So that I can bring them home without mucking up my fenders. I don't have a tape measure with me now. It's in the truck. But they got to be close to 4 foot across. And I'm going to say all of maybe 7 foot long. And yep, the metal's bent on some of it and stuff, but you just use those bent pieces for shorter pieces. Cut the bends out. But I'm thinking that the bottom part of it would work really well because it's heavier metal than the top, because they slide off. But the bottom part is heavier metal, and I'm thinking that would almost be perfect to stack lumber on. So I'm going to try to do that. Try to use that this year. Try to see if I can do bundles of lumber on there. See how well that works. I'm happy. I'm very happy. There's a lot of work ahead of me. Figure out how to unload this and get it unloaded off of there. So the way I found out about this is I helped an elderly gentleman at the store, and he said he's the one who told me about this. And had I not helped him, I wouldn't know about this, that this was available to me. So by helping people, sometimes it pays off in the end. So some people will say that this is just karma. Well, you were nice to somebody, so it came back for you. And I'm going to tell you, no, this is God's way of paying me back. This is a blessing for me. And as far as I look at it, whenever I get this stuff, just like all the brass that I pick up, anybody can go to the gun range and pick up brass, but nobody does. I go pick up the brass, and that is a blessing to me. And that's a blessing from God to me. And just the steel is also a blessing from God. And hopefully I will be able to use this to add a blessing to somebody else in some way, shape, or form. That is what it's all about. Well, you want to hand it to me? Huh? Oh, that's throwing it at me. Oh, come on, hand it to me. Yeah. Hand it to me. Nope, hand it to me. You gotta hand it to me. There you go. There you go. My goodness. It hasn't been that long since we played. She throws it at me. Look at that, she can't even reach it now. She threw it that far. Can you hand it to me? Come on, get it and hand it to me. No, come on. You know what I want. I'm an old man. I can't bend over and pick it up like I used to be able to. You gotta hand it to me. Too much junk, not enough room to play. No, you gotta hand it to me. I don't know what you're thinking. Hey, come on, get it. Hand it to me. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, you gotta hand it to me. This isn't your first rodeo. Maybe she doesn't like the way I'm throwing it. You gotta hand it to me. She wants to get prepared because I'm throwing it so far away. Come on, get it. Hand it to me, come on. Hand it to me. She's gonna start growling at me here pretty soon. I keep doing this. Okay, get back. Ready? Ready? Good one. That was a good one. Oh, we're gonna run away now, huh? So yeah, I'm just excited about that medal on the trailer. Really excited. I'm so excited I am not even out of my work clothes yet. Try to get to my forks for my tractor and see if I can get it unloaded. It's gonna be crazy, and hopefully I can get it done pretty easy with the forks on the tractor. Let's see what happens. So I want to do just a little bit of explaining on that. And man, that's a lot of weight to have hanging that far out on that tractor. Take you up to the tractor so I can start this explanation. I should have had this. I should have done this out ways. Okay, so you have the center point of the tractor that actually, for weight, for picking up and stuff. And so, and I don't know exactly where it is on the tractor, but over the front tires, you know, that's, and the back tires, but over the front tires, that's where most of the weight is. So if you imagine that on a forklift, you know, the mast and the forks are right in front of the machine, and they generally pick straight up and down. Well, on this tractor, that is out another, from the front axle, that the forks are out another 5 to 6 feet, which when you put weight way out there, even when I'm doing a log or something, if I can tuck it right up against the forks and the back mast, it's okay, and that's the best picking up. But if I put a log out at the end of the forks, it's way easier to become tippy. It'll start, because you're taking all of your counterweight and stuff that you have, you're taking that away the farther out that you put weight from this front axle. So the farther out that you go, the less, the more counterweight you need on the back for a heavy object. And like those pieces of metal, they're not totally heavy, but you have to imagine from the mast of the forks, another 11 feet out, and you have weight hanging way out there, and that makes the back of your tractor, you can feel the tires wanting to lift up. Now, I wasn't feeling them wanting to come off the ground or anything, but you could definitely tell that the tires were, the back of the tractor was not totally stable. To compound that, when you're turning, it makes it easier for the tractor to tip, especially on a hillside. If this was flat ground, it would be a totally different set of rules. But because this has such a steep angle on it, and then I had one tire on firm ground, and I had one tire sinking into the mud. So there again, the tractor's tipping, it was already tipping, and then when it's sinking into the mud, it's tipping even more. So if you can imagine that left rear tire, you can kind of feel it doing this, and it's very uneasy feeling, and it's just better to put the load down and leave it where it was. I will let the ground dry up here before I mess with it. The load is off the trailer. It is out of my way. I can still get my truck in and out of here. And I can decide if I want to cut this into smaller pieces, which that's what I thought I was going to have to do anyway. If that hadn't worked, or if I hadn't felt comfortable doing what I just did, I would have never done it. I did feel comfortable in my ability to get this done. But yeah, that is, when you're putting the weight that far out, that is not, just because I did it, I don't recommend that you do it. You have to do what you are comfortable doing. And another thing I could have done is just get it to the back of the trailer and grab them sideways. That would have been a better way, but I was hoping to get them back in there, right in that area, and just lay them down and wait until the snow was gone to mess with them. But yeah, with as muddy and mucky as it was, yeah, no. Just because I was hoping to, I still decided to err on the side of caution and not cause myself problems. When you hear that little voice in your head saying, this might not be a good idea, I recommend that you listen to that voice, because that voice is right. Way more than it's wrong. And if you listen to that voice, you will never know when that voice is wrong, because you will have already stopped before any trouble started. So I guarantee this video is way longer than it had to be. I could probably edit it down even more, but what's the fun in editing all of your hard work out of the videos? I will have done some editing, but just want to say thank you for watching this edition of Not So Remote Alaska. And until next time, may God bless and keep each and every one of you. I know I am thoroughly blessed today. And with that, I am out.